Welcome back to Leeds Lately. Leeds have, of course, just won 2-0 at home against Queen's Park Rangers. Before we get into it, make sure you go ahead and hit that big red button. There it is, that big red button down below, and we shall talk about the game now. So Leeds won 2-0, but there's a little bit of a wider thing I want to talk about with this video. But in general, let's talk about the game for a little minute first. The game was okay. Leeds created plenty of chances to be able to score, and we didn't finish them. And I think some of that is to do with not having Joel Pereira on the pitch, because you saw when he did come on, he came and finished it at the end. He went and scored, and you thought, oh, well, that is kind of what you're missing. Somebody who can go ahead and just put the ball in the back of the net. He is that guy, Joel Pereira. But Mateo Joseph, don't think he played great. I think Solomon was poor again. Really did not contribute anything for me. I think Tanaka and Rothwell were really good. Look, we played decent in this game, but we just need to finish our chances. And honestly, I'm getting sick of saying it. I'm like a broken record. How many times do I have to say we just need to finish our chances? Because we just don't take them, do we? We created plenty through Bogle down the right-hand side, through Aronson, I thought played really well. I thought overall a lot of our players played well, but it still felt like we were playing in treacle. It still felt like we were slow. Everything was a little bit lethargic. It felt a little bit like, a bit of a kind of training drill. And we talked about this against Plymouth, and I think Plymouth were awful going forward, probably one of the worst teams I've ever seen attacking wise. QPR weren't that bad. QPR look 10 times better than what Plymouth looked when they came to Elland Road and played us, but QPR didn't really threaten our goal either. Defensively they were alright. They kept us out for most of the game. And it was one of those where it was just a little bit of a slog. It was a little bit of a slog. And that kind of brings me on to the general thing at the moment. I mean, last season, the excitement that we had came from the players, I've discovered through watching it this season. And it came from the players like Crescencio Somerville and Jorginho Rutter. And the counter-attacks that we had last season, when you saw Leeds flying up the pitch from defending one of our own corners and going towards the opposition, it was one of those things where it was like, oh my God, this is really exciting to watch. We're on a counter-attack. Look at the speed we go from front to back. There was Jorginho's little flicks, his little cheeky grin when he did something. We kind of have lost all that this season. And obviously, yeah, it's because Somerville and Jorginho have both been sold, which you can't help because it's a championship. You have to lose players. But there's a sense of like boringness to Leeds this season. There's a lot of sideways and backwards passing. It's a lot more like slow, methodic build-up, which would be fine if we were taking our chances. But then when you see that we're 1-0 up against bottom of the league and we aren't really pushing for a second goal, and you feel like any minute they could come up our end of the pitch and score, and you just have that sense of dread, you want to be able to say, okay, let's just step it up a gear and go and score, but we don't seem to do it, and it just seems to be one of those things where we are a little bit boring. We just don't tend to go out and do what we need to do to win the game. Obviously, I'm saying that it's ironic because underneath me it says we won 2-0, but we left it till the 90 plus 5 minutes to score. I think there's a little bit of an issue with personnel and who was picked today. I think Joel Pereira should have started. Dan James should have started over Solomon, definitely. And whilst Byram, I thought, played well again, he always gives you a 6 or a 7 out of 10. Sometimes you think if Firpo's out, you have a more direct replacement in Isaac Schmidt. Let's see what he's made of. If there's a time to do it, it's against bottom of the league. So I just want to see a bit more from him on that front. I haven't even mentioned that. Firpo obviously has a 3-match ban. Headbutting somebody. I saw it at the time in the stream and I said, I think he's going to get a retrospective 3-match ban for that, and he did. So he's out for the next 3 games. So to me, that's a chance for Isaac Schmidt to get a little bit of football. So hopefully we see a little bit more of him. But overall, look, we won the game. We didn't play fantastically well. We didn't play horrendously badly. But I just think that we can do more. We really can do more. I want to see an improvement when we come back after the international break. I mean, I mentioned it in my live stream as well, how there's a kind of reluctance to stray into any sort of other formation. But personally, I would be a little bit more fluid with formation with this team, because sometimes the players you've got, it kind of suits you to play a different formation, but the same system, the same principles and philosophies, i.e. playing 4-2-3-1 is very similar to playing a 4-3-3 if you push the wingers up higher and drop the number 10 back into the midfield. You've instantly got a 4-3-3. And Farke goes, okay, well, no, because I want my fullbacks going high and wide and my outside midfielders cutting inside and going in the half space. You can still do that. You can have your wingers play as inside forwards and you can have your fullbacks overlap them. It's pretty much the same thing, except you get an extra central midfielder in there where sometimes we struggle to hold the control of the game in the midfield. While that's not the case today because Tanaka and Rothwell bossed it, there has been times where we play against better opposition when you go, do you know what? If you had, I know they're injured at the moment, but if you had Gruev, Tanaka and Rothwell, or Ampadu, Gruev and Tanaka, or any combination of those three, I think you give yourself a little bit more chance to have some control in the game, is what I think. But we've won the game today. Over the international break, I just want to see, well, obviously I'm not going to see it because I don't know what goes on in training. I want Leeds to improve finishing, chance creation, chance taking, and moving the ball faster. We've been saying it all season. Again, I sound like a broken record. Move the ball faster. You've got to try to move it around more. And Leeds, in the end, are leaving games like this. Look, the way I'll put this is teams, or fans of teams around the rest of the Championship will look at the results and go, Leeds 2-0 QPR, oh, easy game for them, good result for them. They'll get back up into second spot. But when you actually watch Leeds play and the way that Leeds have played, it's like it tells you a completely different story of what happened. It really does. We need to be better than what we were today. And look, we've won 2-0, and I actually don't think we played badly, but just take our chances and we're well ahead in that game. If we take our chances, we're flying. But again, it comes down to some management decisions. I would like to see Joel Peru start. I think he finishes some of the chances that we had. I just think that there's improvements to be made. Whilst we've won the game, we've won 2-0, we've gone up to second. I'm pretty sure at time of recording Sunderland have drawn 2-2. So they've only gained at 1 point. We've gained 3, so we've gained 2 points on them. I just want to see a little bit more next time in terms of finishing. And how long have we been saying that? Anyway, we've won 2-0, so we're going to be happy about it. We've got an international break now, but we shall be back after that for live streams and watch-alongs and stuff, and I may upload some stuff during the international break as well for you to check out. So make sure you hit that big red button down below, hit the notification bell as well so you don't miss an upload. And with that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.